Now, I travel a lot, and I've seen a lot of homeless communities in my day. If you've been following along, a lot of my focus has been on the exploding homelessness here in the US of A. California has by far the biggest homeless crisis in the nation. It's just out of control here, and it's getting worse. This was day 6 on the road trip, and up to that point, I saw a lot of terrible. But it was in San Jose and Sacramento where I stumbled onto some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen. This, though, was the oddest thing I think I've ever experienced on my adventures. It was 10 a.m. on a random Sunday, and I was just walking around a huge homeless camp, not too far from the Capitol building. I'm guessing a few hundred people live here. The weirdest part is, there was no one around. Just me. It's not very often that somebody gets an unrestricted view of a homeless camp like this. Usually there's people who don't want to be on camera, or they make it clear you need to leave. I've been yelled at or threatened a lot in public encampments. But not today. Look at the place. There's entire rooms built out of scrap wood, tarps, and whatever else people could find. There's living areas with couches, RVs, generators, burned out cars, smoldering campfires, and a lot of debris. It's kind of hard to tell what's trash and what's important to someone. And all of it in the dirt alongside a major road underneath a freeway overpass. And no one was out here. It looks like the end of the world. There's nobody here. Look, he's going. Now, this was one of many large camps I saw in Sacramento. In case you didn't know, this is the new homeless capital of the state. All over town, you'll see blocks and blocks of tents and mini villages just like this. Sometimes you have to reach the bottom before you get to the top, I guess. Although, I always wonder when I walk through places like this, how many of these people are actually trying to get out of this mess, and how many have decided, you know what, I kind of like this life. I mean, California has made this lifestyle very appealing to people with all the generous benefits it provides to the unhoused. And public camping here is now legal because the state doesn't have enough shelter beds to put these folks in, so they can't kick them out. For now, the city lets these people stay here until they can figure it all out. And because of that, Sacramento now has more homeless people than any other city in California. They're talking about building homes for all these people, but almost everyone agrees that'll never happen. There's just nowhere to put all the addicts and the people who've lost it. And all the cost of living victims, they refuse to leave the state too. I'm not saying the conservatives have any good ideas, although I bet if you took away everyone's access to drugs and money, they'd have to figure it out. Some say people do drugs because they're trying to forget. Forget about being homeless? Forget about being poor? I'll bet all of us are trying to forget about something. Okay, so we're going to come back to this camp later, because there was just crazy stuff everywhere, all over the place. The day before, I had driven around San Jose, which is also getting bonkers with all the people living on the streets. San Jose's homeless population is up 11% this year, but I'm guessing that number's low. There's just no way to count everyone. Just walk around the city's main park downtown and you get a glimpse of how bad things are here now. There's people laying around all over the place. I talked to some workers who were cleaning up the trash here. They told me a lot of people are here because the city was just about done tearing down the biggest homeless encampment in the state, just a few miles away. We'll go there in a minute. But before we get there, I wanted to show you another place. So I stopped on the north end of town to look at a Tesla station, and I saw some homeless people coming out from behind a ravine down by Coyote Creek. I had heard there were people camping along the water, so I walked down there to see what was up.
I'm sure you go to the stadium, right?
What's that?
I'm sure you go to a stadium or amusement park.
No.
Look, it's a book. Lovely.
What's that?
What is it?
I just wanted to interview somebody.
Yeah.
What?
What you see? What?
Can I interview you?
Yeah. No.
I tried to get some of the people camping down here to talk to me, but they wouldn't. Or couldn't. They did all agree to walk away from the camp to let me record, though. I think they thought I was a government agency or something. And what I saw was very far-fetched. This was just a teeny part of what I could see. It all continued down along the banks of the creek. I didn't want to go back there. Kind of felt sketchy where I was. It kind of looks like this in a lot of places in California now. And all of it right next to a fancy golf course in San Jose, the second wealthiest city in the nation. This does not make sense. And just like in Sacramento, they just leave them alone for the most part. Let them live like this and offer help when they need it. I'm not sure how that's working out though, because so far this year, more than 200 homeless people have died in San Jose, just laying outside. Hey. It's so bad here, the city leaders are running around trying to add more rehab beds and grabbing as much Narcan as they can get. Some of these people are out here because San Jose has been tearing down its largest homeless encampments. There was a place called the Jungle that was known nationwide because it was the biggest homeless encampment in the country. They tore it down, and today they're demolishing the current largest homeless encampment in the country. All this land right here is underneath the landing zone for the San Jose airport, and much of this has been used for a huge homeless camp. Well, as you can imagine, that isn't very safe. So the FAA told the city of San Jose they had to tear the whole place down. And that's what they're doing. The day I was here was towards the end of the teardown process, but there were still a lot of people here. So far, they've removed hundreds of people from this area, and they say they've thrown out 100 tons of trash. What the hell? You can see here on this map how big the camp was at its peak. All of this was homeless people. The day I was here, it was down to this. But it's still a crazy sight. They call this their Field of Dreams. I don't know why they call this place that. Maybe because it's the last best place these folks had. There's 8,000 homeless people in San Jose now, and they're multiplying faster than the city can find places for them to live. They'll offer most of these people somewhere temporary to stay, but I'm going to guess most of them will wind up in another encampment. Some will go down to the park, and some will go down to the creek. Huh?
Kathy, she knows all the
Okay.
city officials, and they just
Okay.
bought her McDonald's a couple hours ago, so she's in pretty tight with them.
Oh, good. All right. I asked around, who can I talk to? One lady told me to talk to a woman named Catherine, who goes by Crazy Cat. Like everyone else here, Cat was getting ready to leave. She had about a week to find a new place to live. She told me that dealing with all of this and trying to work at the same time was a real drag. I can imagine. She told me she works as a cashier at all the sporting events in the area. She also told me because she works, she's only entitled to $23 a month in benefits. If she didn't work, she'd get 10 times that amount. Tell me what you want to say. I don't care what you say. You just say it.
Well,
Thank you.
I was in stage 1. I've been here almost 2 years, right here, and it's been hell out there. Basically, what happened was I've been on all the news stations, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 11 Spanish station. At first, we had no running water. The city came out and dug the street up, turned off all the water. We had 2 bathrooms. One of them is still here.
Mm-hmm.
It's open, as you can see, it's open, but it's there's no plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
They shut them down. We had another one, but it burnt down. That was over here by the other baseball field. And we had nowhere to go to the bathroom. We had no water. And people that brought out water, the people from the streets brought water. Everybody was fighting, physical.
Fighting over water.
Yeah, because we had no water. There was water spouts, and the city came along and took off all the knobs, so you couldn't turn it on. And it got so bad that they were using wrenches to turn it on. Well, that was over there, and then they found that out, and then they took the drinking fountain that was over by the horseshoes. I mean, if you go on to I've been on San Jose Spotlight twice. I've been San Jose Mercury News twice. To where if you go back last year, I'm over the drinking fountain like this, but there's no water.
So where are you gonna go next?
I have a tiny home, but the problem is with the tiny home is so many rules.
It's what?
So many rules.
Oh, rules. Okay.
For one, you can't have no visitors. You have to check in by 10 o'clock at night. And they're on your case.
Why are there so many homeless people in San Jose?
Because a lot of it was because of COVID. The COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs. Different areas. I heard Silicon Graphics and stuff like companies had to downgrade because no work. So they had to let the new people go.
Why don't you just leave San Jose and go somewhere cheaper?
Well, I am actually in the process of hopefully next week I will have my 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment that the manager has been saving for almost 70 days.
So you have somewhere to go.
I'm just waiting for the clearance of my social security number because some temp agency that I went through had the wrong social security number. I did my W-2, I did my 1099, my work verification, everything passed. My background check passed. I said, well, I used to do my GA with the city, Parks and Recreation. I was a volunteer at the library. I said, so city and county, not a problem. I can pass a background check. And my rental.
So are you going to get a job then? I mean, you're...
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
I'm looking at being Santa's helper at the mall.
Okay.
They said, are you good with customers? Are you good with crying kids? And I said, 3 years ago, I worked at the fairgrounds, Jurassic Quest, which is Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. The moving mechanical dinosaurs. And they said, are you good with kids? Crying kids? And I said, oh yeah. So, I mean, I was offered the job the next year, but unfortunately, COVID hit, so.
How do people feel that they're closing this down?
It's hard. It's very hard because a lot of people their RVs are their homes.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the rats, they have some kind of rats out here that eat the wiring. My friend here, who's not here, he had a Mitsubishi, 2003 Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider convertible. He used to go down the trail by the creek giving out food. They ate the wiring.
So where is everyone gonna go?
They're trying to find places like tiny homes. They have a new program that just came out with Home First is one, Life Moves is another one. And I was in Home First, but I'm in Life Moves now, which is rapid rehousing. So within a year, first 3 months they pay 100% of the rent. Next 3 months, you pay 25, they pay 75. So within that year,
They transition you over to taking it over. Is there enough housing for all these people out here?
no, not really. Life Moves program says they have more like RV parking and stuff in San Mateo County. So Mountain View is one that they're offering safe parking to. Santa Teresa Light Rail. What I heard is Santa Teresa Light Rail is supposed to be having. They got a bunch of people that are staying in that area. They're going to offer the RV parking to, and then us. So hopefully, if there is enough spaces available, but it's been put on hold, something happened that.
Well, there's just too many people.
Yeah. I did the homeless count last year for Santa Clara County. For this area right here, we counted 648. That's including the 3 stages. Stage 1 was the city yard.
650 people just out here in this.
We had 3 stages. Stage 1 was the city yard to Walnut. Okay, just that little area all the way up on the side behind 7-Eleven all the way to Hague. And we're including Walnut Street people, tents, vehicles. We're talking all along Asbury. Then stage 2 was Walnut to Spring.
Mm-hmm.
And we're counting RVs, trailers, tents, everything from there, from Taylor and Spring all the way up to Hague and Spring. And then the stage 3 was from Spring all the way to the creek over here. And we're talking 650 people. Now, when they moved it down to everybody in stage 3, because they closed off stage 2 like 2 months after stage 1, so everybody had to move over to stage 3. And I mean, if you go down along the trail, you see it. They had people living underneath the bridge right here, like 12 years.
How long have you been here?
I've been here 2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were you one of the first ones out here?
No. There's people that have been out here like 8-10 years.
On this spot?
Not right here, but along the
in this area. Yeah.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. This used to be my bed right here. This is where I used to sleep. And then I got together with my friend after I lost my husband, who died of prostate cancer. And he was owed $28,000. And the guy says, well, the owner says, well, he's dead. I don't have to pay no more. I don't have to pay you nothing. I was like, a year and a half, almost 2 years that we were there, you agreed we had a notarized paper with his signature, public notary, everybody's signatures on there. Said I owe you nothing.
Now, I don't know where these people are going to wind up one day, but there's a good chance they won't be here. One day, this will probably all be gone. But you never know in California. It's a state that continues to boggle the mind and the senses. Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great! You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.
This is Sage, Nick's manager. This has been a Corner House Entertainment production.
Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home, too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home.